Louis XIV and Napoleon were two of the most significant rulers in French history, each shaping the country and indeed Europe in profound ways. Louis XIV, reigned 1643–1715, is often referred to as the Sun King. His reign is primarily associated with the establishment of absolute monarchy in France, after the chaos of the Civil War known as the Fronde. Louis XIV's rule was characterized by centralization and the expansion of royal power, and he's often credited with creating the prototype of a modern centralized state. Under his rule, the nobility's power was significantly reduced and their role in governing the country was eliminated. Instead, government matters were managed by a bureaucracy of royal officials. In terms of foreign policy, Louis XIV sought to expand French borders and was involved in several wars, such as the War of Spanish Succession, to do so. He also centralized the administration, military and finances, reducing the power of nobility and making France a leading European power. Napoleon Bonaparte reigned as first consul from 1799 to 1804 and as emperor from 1804 to 1814–1815, came to power in the aftermath of the French Revolution. His rule was characterized by efforts to stabilize and strengthen the French state after the turmoil of the Revolution. He introduced the Napoleonic Code, which codified civil law and served as a model for many countries' civil law systems. His administrative and legal reforms modernized many European nations. Napoleon also centralized power and maintained an effective bureaucracy. However, he diverged from Louis XIV's rule in his treatment of the nobility, in that he established a new aristocracy based on service to the state. In terms of foreign policy, Napoleon was a military genius and sought to expand his empire across Europe. He initially achieved significant success, but his desire for expansion eventually led to his downfall. Comparing the two, it's clear that both rulers centralized power and pursued aggressive foreign policies, yet their contexts and approaches differed significantly. Louis XIV sought to consolidate royal power and establish France as a dominant European power. Napoleon, on the other hand, aimed to stabilize a revolution-torn France and to spread the ideals of the French Revolution across Europe. Napoleon arguably did a few things better or more effectively than Louis XIV. Legal and administrative reform. The Napoleonic Code is one of Napoleon's most lasting legacies. This body of civil law not only organized French law, but also greatly influenced the rest of Europe. Meritocracy. Napoleon's establishment of a new nobility based on merit rather than birth was a significant departure from Louis XIV's approach and in line with the ideals of the French Revolution. Modernization. Napoleon played a key role in modernizing the French state and administration, implementing a range of reforms in areas from education to the tax system. Military tactics. Napoleon is often credited as a military genius, used innovative tactics and strategies. While his campaigns eventually led to his downfall, his initial successes expanded French control and influence across much of Europe. However, these advancements should be weighed against the high human and economic costs of Napoleon's wars, his ultimate defeat, and the subsequent restoration of the monarchy in France. Similarly, while Louis XIV strengthened the French state, his policies also led to debt and war, and his decision to revoke the Edict of Nantes led to significant persecution of French Protestants. Thanks for your time, and we'll catch up again soon to explore a different interesting part of history, science, nature, and everything in between. Have a great week.